Good day everyone, my name is Cbg M and we are going to take a look at the Engineer class in Battlefield 4 and all the weapons and gadgets that are going to be exclusively available to that class. So for all of you that don't know yet, the Engineer class in Battlefield 4 will have their own weapon sets, and this will be the PDWs. They also can carry carbines, DMRs and shotgun as every other class in the game will be able to. So the first PDW that we have is the MX4. This one wasn't in Battlefield 3, but it looks like it's a basic all-rounder with 830 rounds per minute, a rather high fire rate, but only 20 bullets in the magazine. Following that we have the PP2000 or PP2K as some like to call it. Slow rate of fire, rather large magazine, more a specialized weapon but still a solid gun, traveled over from Battlefield 3. Next up we got the UMP45, one of my favorite guns just because of the looks and feels of it. Again, rather slow rate of fire but a high damage output, and I'm happy to see that it traveled over from Battlefield 3. Coming up we get the Cbg MS, and this is a new one as well, but it seems like it's gonna be somewhat in the range of an MP7 in Battlefield 3 was, so big magazine 50 rounds and a medium rate of fire at 700 but rather low damage output. Following that we have the PDWR, again it carried over from Battlefield 3, a solid all-rounder PDW, nothing too special there. Coming up we got the CC3A1, and this is a completely new gun to Battlefield 4, and some of you might not recognize that name, but it is essentially a Scorpion Evo, which some of you might know out of Call of Duty. It also has been seen in some gameplays at E3 and Gamescom. It has an astonishing rate of fire of 1000 rounds per minute, though it only got 20 bullets in the magazine, but a very lethal close combat killer, that's what the stats at least tell us. Following that is the JS2, and this is a new one as well, and this gun is a bullpup design PDW. That's the only one that we've got here that is a bullpup design, apart from the PP2K, I guess, which also has a bullpup. It kinda seems that it will perform similar, but it's got a rate of fire of 900, meaning it is able to dish a lot more damage out over a shorter period of time. Following that we have the P90, an old favorite of many players in Battlefield 3, again 900 rounds per minute, pretty solid, 15 bullets in the magazine, pretty similar to the JS2, but I guess that the JS2 will have a bit better handling in my opinion, since it is a bullpup design. Last in the list we have the UMP9, which is another version of the UMP45 with a little bit of higher rate of fire and more bullets in the magazine, but less damage per bullet. So now move on to the gadgets that the Engineer class will carry in Battlefield 4. So a lot of those seem familiar from Battlefield 3, but many of them have been reworked a bit. So the first one is the RPG, and you might think that there's nothing special about this one, but there is, since in Battlefield 4 you will be able to also lock onto laser designated targets with the RPG, kinda reminding me of Bad Company 2, giving you a lot more options with that weapon. While the RPG is a weapon that we are familiar with from Battlefield 3, the next one is a new one, the FGM 10722 SRAW. And it basically works like an AT4 did, and it will flow towards the point you're aiming in it. Also the way that the stationary missiles work in Battlefield 3. This is gonna be a lot of fun to play with, will take some skill, but once you get used to it, it will be an awesome experience. Following that we have another time a new one, the MPT Law, and I always mentioned this one in my alpha leaked file breakdown, and this is a guided missile system like the Javelin is, but you have to achieve and maintain lock on until the missile reaches its target. So if you can't target the vehicle over the whole time, you will miss. Maybe there will be only certain countermeasures that work against that, we will see how that works. Following that we have the MK153 small, which is pretty much a small from Battlefield 3, only that it can now, as well as the RPG, lock on onto laser designated targets. Next one is the FGM 148 Javelin, and this is the same as in Battlefield 3, you lock on, you shoot, and that's it. Coming up we have the Stinger, and the Stinger and the Eagle have been changed as well. So the Stinger now says an anti-air missile with a focused targeting system for locking onto and guiding the missile towards long-range targets. So this is gonna be more focused on jets, I guess, and on targets that are further out. and so you only have to lock on and then you shoot your missile. It's a fire and forget system. In comparison to that, the Igloo now says it has a targeting system that covers a bigger area in front of the weapon. Once a lock-on is achieved, it needs to be maintained until the missile has reached its target. If the lock-on is lost, it can be reacquired and the missile might still reach its target. So this means that you have an easier time to lock on in shorter range because of a bigger area where it can lock on basically, but you'll have to maintain the lock on. I find it interesting that you can reacquire it, so this might give a lot of opportunity and make the life of heli pilots especially very hard. Following that with the repair tool, nothing new there, the basic tool the same as in Battlefield 3. This one surprised me that they still put it in the EOD bot. It wasn't really useful in Battlefield 3 at all. Maybe it reworks in Battlefield 4, but I don't think so, so it's just a little gimmicky thing that in the end no one really uses. Next one is the M15 and Anti-Tank Mine, same as in Battlefield 3, a tool with enormous potential if placed right and high damage. The last one in this list is a completely new one, and this is the M2 Slam, and what it is a claimer against vehicles, an anti-vehicle claimer, so to say. So one sentence in the description brought something to my head, and I'm gonna read that out to you. When triggered, it will detonate with devastating force, stopping most vehicles in their tracks. And I read the word stopping and I thought immediately this could kind of link in with the new disabled system, that the M2 Slam might be able to disable vehicles to kind of destroy the tracks of tanks and stuff and immobilize them. Maybe you can put more down than with the M15 Anti-Tank Mine, or you can better hide them, so we'll have to see. But I have a feeling that the M2 Slam will be very good at disabling vehicles and not certainly always destroying them. Yeah guys, I hope this makes you as excited for Battlefield 4 as I am right now. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more. Have a nice day, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.